Hey guys, and welcome. With today's episode, we are hopefully closing the skill strength for 12.4 while I briefly connect to episode 2 from the skills update and then give you the overview, comparisons and conclusion I have drawn. If you like what you see, find it helpful, or need more out of YouTube information on Tarkov, please feel free to follow my YouTube and Twitter. On Twitter you will find me posting random Tarkov knowledge and statistics on things that did not make it into the videos. A like on this video or you sharing it to your friends would be even more awesome. In episode 2 of the skills update, we went through the statistics of throwing grenades in order to get your skill up. We will briefly touch on this again while comparing it to the other two methods when it comes to getting your PMC to level 3 strength, so you can continue building in your hideout. While throwing grenades is probably your fastest way of getting strength maxed out, my research did show that the more endurance you have, the faster you can level strength via the hitting method up to the point where hitting would be even faster than throwing grenades. But that would require you to put some serious hours into endurance before starting to level strength. With the current system, most casual players are not looking into getting certain skills to max level rather than having them ready for the hideout or tasks. With that in mind, at the end of the video, I will go through the 3 methods and how long it takes to get you to level 3. Because hitting someone requires a second PMC if you want to focus on it, many people will tend towards walking overweight. Although Battlestate games lower the required weight for you to receive skill points, the amount of time that needs to be put into this method is still super high. When spending about 12 minutes per raid, that is when the boost phase would end, you will need about 600 and more hours to level the skill to max. If you average 3 hours per day on Tarkov doing nothing else than walking overweight, you will still need over half a year to get the skill to level 51. I should also mention that this is with your hideout boost active. You will need significantly longer without it. Because 3 hours a day is already a lot more than most people have, considering they do not play the game 7 days a week, this method truly is the least favorable and one of the worst implementations for grinding skills I have seen. That is, until the game won't wipe anymore, of course. As you were able to see in episode 2 of my skills update, the time to max out strength by throwing grenades is around 70 hours. So compared to walking overweight, you probably need 24 days to complete your journey. However, that is calculated with the 3 hours per day again. And the downside is that you will need a lot of money for it. But for a while, you would hear a lot of grenades going off at the beginning of a raid, and that is why. The last method would be hitting someone, and in order to properly test this, I was running all tests repeatedly with my main account that has endurance on 16 and my alt account with endurance 0. I also enabled the hideout boost in a second test series to be able to compare the graphs together. The reason endurance plays an important role is the increased stamina you get per level and the stamina recovery that usually plays into how fast you can start your hit series again. In the graph you will see that the blue line, that is the account with level 0 endurance, jumps up from 104 to 124 hours. That is when the stamina recovery kicks in and consumes a lot of time. I did post random Tarkov knowledge on some of the recovery times as per different endurance levels on Twitter. Make sure to check it out. Overall, it would take you about 104 hours with level 0 endurance. Level 16 endurance already speeds this up with about 93 hours, and the hours will go down to around 60 hours needed with max endurance. For level 0 endurance, the optimal amount of hits is at 35, whereas the level 16 endurance account would go in with 45 total hits. What I mean with hits is the amount of times I would hit my second account in the leg during each raid. Compared to that, when enabling the boost in your hideout, the level 16 endurance account only needs about 69 hours, while the level 0 account needs 78 hours, with 43 hits versus 33 hits. When comparing all 4 lines, we can clearly see that a higher endurance with boost enabled is the fastest. Overall, level 16 endurance with the hideout boost takes 69 hours, and level 16 endurance with no boost takes 94 hours. Level 0 endurance with boost takes you 78 hours, and endurance 0 with no boost 104. In that order, the hits you need to perform per raid are 45, 43, 35 and 33. The testing for all the data was done by hitting an alt account consecutively, while healing was performed on the alt account to not kill him by accident. You should be able to land 45 hits on the alt account without killing him, if no bleed occurs, that is. So let's take a look at how much time you need to spend for each method in order to get strength to level 3. For walking overweight, you will need about 8 hours. That is by using the 12 minutes walking overweight per raid for about 32 raids. For throwing grenades, it takes you around 50 minutes by throwing 29 grenades per raid, totaling in 20 raids. And last but not least, if you go for the hitting method, you will need around 58 minutes and 14 raids and 45 hits. So even if you're not interested in maxing out any skills but want the hideout progression to go on, you probably might want to invest an hour or two of your time to get strength to level 3. The times, however, are all with the hideout boost active. If you need specific information, times without it, or other information for your personal use, then feel free to request them via my Discord. To conclude this, strength has gotten more important with the new weight system, and the elite perk is one of the most powerful in the game, but it is not accessible for people running the game for an hour or two a day. We will see how the skill system progresses throughout the upcoming patches, but I believe that BSG will go on a path to include most of the player base at some point. Alright, that is it from me for today. I hope you found some of the information useful. If I was missing anything, put it down in the comments, and also let me know what you think. Is strength worth grinding? Will you put in the time next patch? Thanks for watching, guys. Have a wonderful rest of the day, night, evening, morning, afternoon, whatever time it is, and I will see you in the next episode. Stay safe, guys. Bye bye.